We are at the Canadian Embassy in Korea to meet someone with a great liking for Korean literature.
안녕하세요.
Mr. Bez Babakani, who has almost become an expert after 2 years in Korea. He has read about 20 pieces in his short stay in Korea. And he has brought a good piece of news for foreigners like himself. He has knocked on the door of Starlit Promenade to recommend a Korean literary piece. The piece he would like to recommend is the story of Chunhyang.
How did you first get to read the story of Chunhyang?
Well, it's a very famous story in Korea. It's been turned into some 20 movies or so, and a good friend of mine recommended it to me a while ago.
How would you describe the story of Chunhyang in one phrase, say?
Well, it's a love story with a very happy ending. It's the story of a love affair between the son of a young man, which is the noble family, and the daughter of a Kisang girl, which is the not so noble family. And it shows you what a human spirit can do.
The main character in this piece is a rare beauty named Chunhyang. During the Joseon period, when the gap between social positions were wide, Chunhyang was from a lower class family. Lee Mong-yong, who was in love with Chunhyang, was the son of a high social class family, a yangban. But these two overcome the gap between their social positions with love, unfolding an interesting story together.
It seems that you really enjoyed reading this book, saying that you're recommending it to us. What do you think was the main attractions of this book?
Well, this book had many attractions for me. I actually loved the fact that it had so many attractions at the same time. One of the things that I enjoyed the most was the poetic language of the book. It's very descriptive, and you can totally picture yourself being in Namwon and going through the same emotions as the heroes of the book. And also love the fact that it teaches you not to give up, to believe in love and believe in faith, essentially.
The story is set in Namwon City, famous for its green mountains and fresh waters. The actual places in the story of Chunhyang actually exist in Namwon. Every year, many festivals related to the story of Chunhyang are held. People praise Chunhyang's chastity and cherish the memory of her soul together. Despite the fact that it's a novel, the story of Chunhyang has gained a lot of popularity from Koreans. Lee Mong-yong parts with Chunhyang to take the state examination. The climax in this story begins when the two lovers part. Chunhyang has to go through hardships after their farewell. Lee Mong-yong returns home in success, thinking of Chunhyang's sincere love toward him. The honest criticism of the political realities and the victory of love create a dramatic turn in this piece, which shows us that it is not a simple love story. Rather, it shows the wisdom of the Koreans, and this has more meaning in that it was a theme not easy to talk about in those times.
이 춘향전은 고전 작품 가운데서는 아주 드물게 정말 높은 수준의 그런 주제의식을 보여주고 있고요. 그리고 매우 잘 짜여진 그런 서사 구조를 가지고 있는 그 서민 문학의 어떤 최고봉이라고 할 수 있거든요. 그런데 이 애정이라는 것은 아시다시피 자칫하면 이건 그냥 통속 소설에 머물 수도 있는 이런 그 주제이기도 한데요. 이 춘향전에서는 그것이 신분 갈등의 문제까지 그 안에 결합됨으로써 매우 진지한 그런 그 주제의식을 구현하고 있는 것이죠.
The story of Chunhyang is a bestseller of all ages. In this story, the 10th string of love shows the social meaning of conflict between social status and resistance of the common people. It also combines the amusement of the common people. The great interest of its story is proven by the nearly 20 movies produced from the 1920s.
농담을 가지고 콜도 잘 내는구나.
저도 농담이요?
In particular, the movie directed by Im Kwon-taek, which combined pansori, was highly praised at the 2000 Cannes Film Festival. With this popularity from the original novel, the story of Chunhyang is made into various performances, such as changguk, madang performance, opera, and musicals. The animation production is especially another challenge for the story of Chunhyang for all ages.
What do you think foreigners will learn the most about Korea by reading this book?
Well, I think they can learn a lot. I personally learned a lot about Korea because this teaches you a lot about the mentality of the Korean people. It's set in Joseon period when the Confucianism was at its height. So it teaches you like filial piety, respect for the elders, duty of a superior to his subordinates, and the relationship between a husband and wife. I think if you really understand this book, you understand the Korean people to a large extent.
The story of Chunhyang is not a completed classical piece by a genial writer. It is an ongoing classical piece, slowly maturing in time, with a collection of all the wisdom and intelligence of ordinary Koreans. It is a classical piece that is forever breathing at present.
The various cultures, histories, and the ways of life in many countries can be found in literary pieces. But there is nothing that people can sympathize with so much as literature. Perhaps literature is not a personal expression but a strong link that connects the whole world and allows us to see and learn about another universe.